dive in.
Jesse just doesn't want any of you guys to hear us.
No. Yeah. Okay. So this next piece of news comes from Game Rant. It's a rumor. The Pokemon for Switch has started localization this year. Yeah. And there's an ad on the article that I want to close. So it goes, Pokemon fans who have finished up Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon and need a break from chasing around AR monsters in Pokemon Go are eagerly awaiting news about the currently unnamed Pokemon game for Nintendo Switch. Although the initial speculation was that the game wouldn't arrive for at least a few years, a new job listing suggests that the project may be further along than expected. The job listing is a 6-month contract, etc., blah blah blah. But anyways, we don't need to know about the job itself. We just want to know about Pokemon. So Kayla, you're like our insider.
Nintendo doesn't tell me anything.
Oh no. That's how leaks happen anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. See, I would have a friend who would technically be an insider for this because he used to work at Nintendo doing the localization. So he's the one that would like write out all of the, or he was one of the people on the team that would write out all of the English stuff and like come up with the English names for the cities and towns and characters and everything. We mentioned him on the podcast before, but if you go a long ways back, like last summer maybe, there was an interview I had with him where he explains it all. But he named Groose in Skyward Sword, so he has that. Mike Drucker is his name, so go check him out. He's a comedian. He's written for like Nintendo, IGN, Saturday Night Live, and a bunch of stuff. Really cool. But with this, I think it's kind of obvious. Like, if they announced the Pokemon for Switch coming out this year, so it would make sense for them to go ahead and start hiring someone specifically to either translate the game or something like this. So what are your guys' thoughts? Like, do you have any specific hopes for Pokemon? Do you think it'll be coming out this year, or is it going to be delayed, as a lot of Nintendo fans come to expect from Nintendo games?
Possibly delayed. Just because everything good gets delayed.
That is very true. That's very true.
Yeah, unless they just don't announce it, and then like Mario Odyssey didn't get delayed but they waited to even announce it, right?
Yeah, that's true. The game was too big to just be like, oh, we're gonna delay that.
You say that, but Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
So I don't know. I mean, like right now, I don't have very many expectations for Pokemon personally because I'm not. It's not that I don't like Pokemon. I'm just probably not as big a fan as you guys are. I've only played a little bit of Pokemon. I played Sun and a little bit of Silver, and that's pretty much it. But I didn't finish Silver, so. But I think it would be good if they tried something different. I remember there was a rumor we talked about a while back where they were talking about incorporating like more real-time events and stuff like that. So. I don't know. I'm trying to not set expectations for myself. You know what I mean? Like, so that I'm not kind of like shook either way, right? I don't know. Kayla, what about you?
I don't know. I feel like they really do need something like that on the Switch for Pokemon because there's so many like big diehard Pokemon fans out there, and like why would you make such a portable console and not have Pokemon on it? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, you know what? I could see that happening. Yeah, but you're right. It would definitely be delayed. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like they're probably going to keep talking about it and talking about it. Nintendo fans are going to be like, oh, okay, like, this is just never going to happen. I get it.
See, I have faith that Nintendo won't delay it just because, like, unless they start over with a completely new engine or, like, a new look, sort of like they did whenever they went from X and Y to Sun and Moon, where even though it was on the same console, they completely changed how it looked. So I think the style of Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon looks good enough to where it could be on the Switch. Just like bring up the polygon count and the Pokemon and the textures and everything. But the art style itself, I think, is fine. So I don't see a reason why they would have to start over with like a new engine and everything. But if they did, I could see it being delayed. But if they're just making it like Sun and Moon but better, then they already have a head start. Because the reason that Breath of the Wild was delayed so much wasn't because it took them too long to come up with ideas or create dungeons. It was because they were having trouble with the engine itself, the physics engine, which is what they've talked about in a lot of their video or interviews. So with the engine itself in Pokemon, unless they're starting over, like I said, I don't imagine they'll be having any trouble. But I'm hoping they do something where there's more of an online experience, which is, I think, what Daniel said that there were rumors about a while back. So.
I think that'd be a good start. And I feel like you're right. Like, it shouldn't take too long because Pokemon Gale of Darkness for GameCube was great, like 100%. So, I mean, if they've already got that kind of figured out, I feel like Switch would be doable.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that in the same way, and this is a bit off topic, this goes with more of like a collector's edition or limited edition Switch console, but in the same way that there was the yellow Joy-Cons for ARMS, and then Splatoon had its own Joy-Cons, if there were Pokemon Joy-Cons, yes. I think that would be cool.
The red and white and the thumbstick is the little...
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You know what? I was thinking like maybe like different types of Pokemon. Got some Gengar. He's my favorite Pokemon. I got nothing else.
Yeah, I was like, why Gengar?
Yeah, it's I don't like what you were saying was a really good idea, because I was just thinking like whenever you start off any Pokemon game, really, you have the 3 different Pokeballs to choose from, or the 3 different Pokemon, and you don't know really which one you're going to get. So like if they did something like that to where it's like you can, like there's usually like red, blue, and green, where there's grass type, fire type, and water type. So if it was like a mystery, like buy the Switch, you get the game with it, but you also get like a mystery colored Joy-Con to represent, similar to like picking out the Pokemon. You don't know what you're going to get, and just like this, you could get like blue and red, or red and green, or blue and green, or whatever. So, I don't know. Might be a stupid idea.
Is there like an IRL hack so that way all of us people that actually play Pokemon know exactly which one we're gonna get?
I don't know. It's just an idea, I think. I think it would be fun, unless you just got a color that you didn't like. I don't know.
You gotta like find out which one has the right SKU number.
Yeah.
Start reading those the boxes before you buy it. And then you play dumb at the checkout. Oh, it's a mystery.
Alright, well, our next news story comes from Nintendo Everything, where they say